Right then, boys and girls, if you're listening in hoping that Carol Edmonds was going to be chatting you up for the next half hour, you're going to be sadly disappointed, because Carol's been punted out of the driver's seat, and I have sneaked in to do a wee interview, and I'll tell you who I'm interviewing in a wee minute. But thank you to Carol for giving over the next half hour or so of our programme, because we've got a very important visitor in with us today who we couldn't manage to fit into Community Matters on a Wednesday, so I thought I would come in and do a wee session this afternoon. So we've invited a gentleman by the name of John Ferrier to come in, and you might not know John, but you'll know his famous wife. So before I ask John to tell us all about himself, I'm going to ask John to introduce his famous wife and what his famous wife connection is to Trinent. So welcome, John.
Thank you.
Tell the boys and girls out there all about your famous wife.
Yes, Mrs. Ferrier. She's a primary school teacher. She's recently retired, but she was at Trinent Primary and Windigo Primary for years. So most of the children there growing up now will remember Mrs. Ferrier. She's more famous than me. She's had an award from East Lothian Council for Long Service Award and all that sort of stuff. So,
so you're riding on the coattails of your wife's fame.
Definitely.
Here, right? And just to put you in context here, John's not a Trinent man. He's not even a Musselburgh man, although he stays in Musselburgh. Will not hold this against him. He's for Portobello, and he's here today because he's a musician.
Yes.
And you'll probably tell for John's voice as well. He's not in the first flush of youth. So when I say a musician, we're not talking about a long-haired hippie here.
None taken.
So John, before we go any further, you're here to tell us about your music and your music making today.
Yes.
So first of all, tell us a wee bit about who you are, where you come from, and things like that.
Well, I'm John Mackay Ferrier. That's what I'm going under. That's my full name. And I've recently been offered a publishing deal from a publishing company called Leopard Music Publishing.
And that's why you're here today.
That's why I'm here today, because I'm now being pushed into doing stuff with my music. I've been writing songs forever, and now I'm having them recorded and properly produced and put out on the radio as we are today.
And I think it would be safe to say that when you were a nipper growing up in Portobello, you never saw this coming.
No.
So tell us about growing up in Portobello and music in those days, and what you were doing when you were there, and where you went to school and things like that.
I went to Portobello High School, and all my friends round about were sort of starting bands, so we decided to put a
as we
band
did
together.
in those days.
And we started playing in a band called Moonstruck, and we started then playing military bases up and down the country, and got ourselves a little bit of a reputation, and I started writing songs for the band. So we did a lot of cover songs, but we also did a lot of our own songs as well. So that gave me the sort of feel for it, and my creative juices were flowing from then on. And
if I'm not mistaken, you're not from a musical family either, are you?
No, I'm the only one who actually plays at a huge family, but they all sing and dance and enjoy parties. So that's why I liked it. It made me feel like part of the family was with me when I was playing.
What are your earliest memories of family music then?
Round
New Year, I'll bet.
New Year, yeah. Round the room. I sing a song, the next person sings a song, and we all had our own party piece to learn before we turned up to the party.
And you didn't sing your Auntie Jeannie's Dark Island, or you were toast.
Bells on the Hill, that's what I was saying. Till There Was You. That was my party piece, Till There Was You.
But you're not a musician to trade.
No.
So what did you become?
I became a plasterer. I'd served a time as a plasterer, and then I won the box of tools for best plasterer in Edinburgh.
If you're going to be a plasterer, be the best.
And the chap who was presenting me was the director of British Gypsum, who manufactured the plaster, and he said to me on the microphone in front of everybody, what do you want to do with your career? And I says, I want a job with you as a salesman. And the following day he phoned me up, and that was it. I was a salesman.
You don't get.
That's it. So I moved away for the plastering and became a salesman selling plaster. So I did that for many years. But
music's been there right through.
All the time.
Aye.
Oh, constant.
So let's move on a wee bit to you've gone from the military bases, and you've grown up in Portobello, and you've gone around the country doing gypsum and things like that. Songwriting. That's something a wee bit different for being in a band and playing covers.
Well, what happened was my friend Laurie Riva decided to build a recording studio.
As you do.
And he needed a plasterer. So I went in and plastered the studio on the thoughts that if I did that, he would give me some recording time and I'd put my songs together. And he started jingles for Quick Fit, and I started writing jingles for Quick Fit and things like that. And then he brought in a guy who was doing demos, a guy called John Robinson Reid, who was the lead singer for the Nightcrawlers. I had a number 1 single out, and I heard them and I thought, whoa, that sounds great. So I produced this song and says, I wonder if he would sing it. And he did. He didn't own anything for it, and unfortunately this year he passed away. But I did get in touch with him and say, I've got a publishing deal now, and he said, I'm not interested, just take your song and go with it. So that's what's happened.
Fantastic.
Really.
Listen, we're going to talk in a wee bit more detail in a couple of minutes about how you got to the point of being having a publishing deal and so on and so forth. But we're going to hear a wee bit of your music now.
Thank you.
We've been chatting a wee bit, and the first bit that we're going to listen to is a thing called Can't You See? Can't You See? So tell us a wee bit about the process that got you to write that song and what can we expect to hear when we hear it.
I'll listen to Duran Duran in the video Rio, and
you'll get on well with the presenters here.
And they were on yachts, and they spent millions on the yachts and champagne, supermodels. At the same time, people in the UK and around the world, they were toiling to make ends meet. And I thought, this isn't right. So I wrote a song about them, saying, can you not see that these people are needing help? But it turned out differently. It turned out as if I was writing it from the perspective of them lying on a beach, swimming in the sea, and they can't do anything because they're too busy lying on the beach, swimming in the sea.
And it's called Can't You See? Here it is. Right, boys and girls, you're listening to Can't You See by John Mackay Ferrier, who's joined us here today on Radio Saltire on Carol Edmonds' programme. And as you've probably noticed, I'm not Carol Edmonds. What gave it away? The sultry voice. It's Mike Faulkner here interviewing John Mackay Ferrier for Carol on Carol's Choices on this lovely Monday afternoon on Radio Saltire. And before that, we were just listening to John talking about what it was like growing up in Portobello and how he got into music, despite the fact that nobody in his family was interested in music or had much to do with music apart from singing their songs at New Year, and how he became a plasterer and continued with his musicianship. But the thing that struck me most about what you were saying there, John, if I can take you back to it, was how important songwriting was for you.
Yeah.
So if you could just tell us a wee bit about how important songwriting is to you, what it means to you, and the songwriting group in North Berwick that you're part of, and how that led to the publishing deal.
Thank you. Songwriting, since the age of 14, I've always felt I needed to say something in a song. I wanted to tell a story. I wanted to paint a picture. To me, it feels like painting a picture, making a video. So when I'm writing songs, I have the picture of what the video is going to look like while I'm writing the song. So it's a very, very creative thing for me, especially if I'm driving a car long distance. In my head, I'm thinking about driving, but I'm thinking about the lyrics, the melody, and what the video is going to look like in a particular song. So that's what I do all the time.
and it's satisfying and needing you to be creative there. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. But whenever folk talk about songwriters, you think of Carole King sitting at a piano and writing a song. You think about Neil Sedaka sitting at a piano and writing a song. And yet an awful lot of famous songwriting, for songwriting that we would be familiar with, are collaborations.
Yes. Now, I'm in a group called the North Berwick Songwriting Group. Basically, what they did was they gathered together songwriters, initially from North Berwick, but people who they knew, to come in and collaborate. And what we do is once a month, we give ourselves a theme. Well, the person that's organised it gives us a theme or a title, and then we walk away and do our interpretation of that title or that theme. Not one song is the same. Sometimes we collaborate with each other, but we've got piano players, we've got guitar players, we've got mandolin players, harmonica players in the group, and we all help each other out. And we go and do performances as well. We're performing at the North Berwick Harbour Market on the 12th, 13th and 14th. We've been at the Fringe by the Sea twice,
which was important for you, but we'll come back to that.
Huge crowd. And we all backed each other by putting violins on, or backing vocals, or bass, or guitar. So it's excellent. You're
not talking about a lonely boy with a candle and a bag of oatmeal in a garret somewhere, writing his poems and chunking it out on pianos.
And some of the other songwriters, they've gone on to do albums, like Lindsay Strachan, Mark Ellis. They've got albums and songs out there, and they've got publishing deals and things as well.
One of the things I think we're quite fortunate with in the 21st century is our opportunities to follow our passions like that, and to follow our passions like that in public and in company of other people, whether it's writing a novel, being a creative writer, being a photographer. Carol, I know, is a member of the photography club, the art clubs and things like that. As long as somebody is willing to provide an excuse for folk to come together, that opportunity to collaborate is very, very powerful. And look what it's done for you.
And also, during lockdown, the online songwriting groups that we were involved in was a lifeline for us all. Honest to God, it was really good.
Would I be right in saying you would be writing songs even if you didn't get them published or didn't
get them? I can't stop it. Please stop me.
It's something you need to do.
I do.
And is that something that's shared by every member of the group, do you think?
Yeah, I believe so. And also, we encourage the ones who haven't really been encouraged before. There's some people who come to the songwriting group, it's their first time as beginners, and we encourage them, telling them how we did this, how we did that, too many lyrics in that verse, and there's all sorts of things that go on at the group. It's a brilliant group.
One of the things that encourages people to go out and about and to share with other people is confidence. And confidence is not something that you can fake. No. It's not something that you're born with. I remember certain presenters coming in here and being a wee bit lacking in confidence, and so on and so forth. But it's interesting the impact on your confidence that having your material heard and performed has.
Yes. Also, some of these songwriters have never performed in front of a microphone. So for us to sort of organise a gig and then take them along and give them the experience that we've got and pass it on to them so they can sing in front of a microphone.
With people you know and trust.
Yes, exactly. And when they see faces in the audience, it make them panic sometimes, but we say, look, these people are willing you to do well. And so I think the group's been fantastic.
Great. Time to hear another wee bit of your tunes, I think, now.
Yes.
And we're going to hear If this time. Now, one of the things we were saying when Can't You See It was, I've been astonished listening to your three pieces of music that we're going to hear today, is how different they are.
Yeah.
And the different influences that are in there. And this is another one. Tell us about it.
How I write is I write to sounds. So this particular one, I had a resonator guitar, which is...
That's the big silver one that you'll see on Brothers in Arms and things like that in Dire Straits.
But I've got a wooden one, which is even a different sound to the metal one. And so I was playing about with it, and I thought, I've got to write a song using this. So this is what it was about. But at the same time, I was asked to write a song with the title, If. So I wrote it as if I was talking to someone who had known in my family or in my life and what they'd done for me and what they wouldn't have done if they hadn't influenced me.
What if?
What if?
What if?
So cold and empty places, I hear the voices echo from the past. Thinking back, I see the faces in my mind, here in my mind. I wonder where I'd be now. I wonder never met you at all. A shadow hanging over me, and lately it's there all the time. Even though we're worlds away now, it gets harder to ease my mind. I wonder where you'd be now. I wonder wonder where you'd be now if you had never met me at all. Oh, I wonder where we'd be now. Wonder what we would recall. I wonder where we'd be now. We had never happened at all.
There you go. I wonder what if. Lovely wee tune there. And I'll tell you, that brings back all sorts of memories of New Year sitting around in the living room and your auntie singing her song and things like that, and thinking back to sort of nostalgic times and just wondering what would have happened. We're talking to John Mackay Ferrier, who's a singer-songwriter from Portobello originally, but also Musselburgh, who attends a singer-songwriter group in North Berwick and has very excitingly managed to land a deal, if you want to call it that, with a publishing group to publish his music. And we've heard Can't You See and If, and we're going to hear a last effort from John in a wee minute. But what he's going to do is he's going to tell us what he's excited about, but what's coming up, if you want to hear more, and what I lovingly call famous last words, John. So whenever I interview somebody, when we get to the end, I say, right, it's your turn, famous last words, go for it. So what have you got to tell us?
Well, the North Berwick Songwriting Group have got an album out. Mm-hmm. And the album's coming out on the 25th of this month, and the album cover has my titles. That's my song as a title song. So Born in the Lothians is the name of the album, and Born in the Lothians is my song. So I'm so privileged.
Proud parent.
Proud parent. Right. And so if you want to hear these songs, if you look under YouTube under John Mackay Ferrier, and you'll see If and Can't You See, and by the 26th you will see Born in the Lothians as well. It's on Spotify and all the usual streaming.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to ask you a very personal question now about
it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't just me, a big boy. I mean, you've been telling us personal things ever since this interview started, but a very personal question here, right? When you were a wee lad, right, 14-year-old, and writing your songs and things like that, did you think when you got to this stage of your life you would be sitting here telling this story?
No, because it's a young man's thing, and you think that's not for old guys like me. But in actual fact, I've just never let it go. I've just never let it go. I've been passionate about it, still passionate about it. I bore people to death with my songs, and they all know me.
Folk are diving into shop door to go.
But I run open mics, and I run it like a
Tell
band.
us about that, because I was quite impressed with what you were talking about there.
I run open mics, the Footlights Bar in Edinburgh, 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, and it's run like a band of brothers. There's like 25 of us sometimes around the table, playing saxophone players, piano players, mandolin players, you name it. And I sing a song, then the next person sings a song, we'll join in. It's been going for 9 years now, and I just absolutely love it. I prefer the songwriting, but I
knew you would say that.
I do that as well.
I knew you would say that, the songwriting part of it. And I think what comes across, John, if you'll pardon me saying this, is your obvious passion for music and how important music is to you.
100%.
And we've said many times on Radio Saltire, it's amazing the effect that music has on people's lives.
Yes.
Or we wouldn't be doing this on a daily basis, would we, Carol?
No, that's true. That's very true.
How important it is. So, your last tune is called Born in the Lothians.
Yes.
It's very different to the others. It's 4 minutes of Scottish history. Talk about compressing everything down into so before you go, John, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
And sharing this with us.
So
Tell
good.
us the story of Born in the Lothians, and the minute you pause for breath, I'll press play.
My cousin Ruby she lives in Philadelphia. She lived in America all her life, and she says to me, you live in Edinburgh, why have you got an East Lothian address? And I says, what do you mean East Lothian? It's the history of Scotland, that's where the flag comes from. And I thought, that's an idea for a song. So I've written a song,
surprise.
Born in the Lothians, for my cousin Ruby.
So there you go. Not only has he written a song, he's dedicated the song to his cousin Ruby as well. So big thank you to John there. If you want to hear more of John's stuff, you'll have to wait until later on this month. But if you want to hear more of what you've heard on here today, get John Mackay Ferrier typed into one of your favourite search engines on YouTube and things like that, and you can hear more about that. And if you want to know more about the North Berwick Songwriting Club or the Open Mic Night, just get in touch with Carol here at Radio Saltire, and she'll put you in touch with John, who'll give you all of the details. And going forward, John, let us know what you're getting up to, and we'll share it on the Community News Facebook page.
Thank you, Mike.
And share it on Radio Saltire. Thank you for
Mike.
joining
It's been
us.
a pleasure.
I'm glad to have you. Born in the Lothians.
In the year 832 AD, just prior to the Battle of Athelstan Ford in East Lothian, King Angus, King of the Scots, with his army in front of him, led them in prayer. They then saw a cloud formation of a white saltire in the blue sky. The king vowed that if St Andrew helped him to win the battle, he would make him patron saint of Scotland. The Scots won the battle. The saltire became the flag of Scotland. and the formation of Scotland as a nation began. I was born in the Lothians, with my Scottish blood thumping through my heart. I was born and raised in the Lothians. It's with me now, it's made me who I am. I'm proud to be from the Lothians, with the history of the Saltire in the sky, with its famous capital city and its river, and the castle on the rocks standing high. I was born in the Lothians, with my Scottish blood thumping through my heart. I was born and raised in the Lothians. It's with me now, it's made me who I am. Famous people from the Lothians: John Muir, Alexander Graham Bell. So proud to be from the Lothians. They made an impact all over the world. I was born in the Lothians, with my Scottish blood thumping through my heart. I was born and raised in the Lothians. It's with me now, it's made me who I am. With my Scottish blood thumping through my heart. I was born and raised in the Lothians. It's with me now, it's made me who I am.